Dear students, wishing you a very good day. I'm sure that you will agree with me when I say that a woman has to play several roles in her lifetime, like a mother, daughter in law, daughter, and wife. Among all the roles, the role of the daughter is a very complex role that she has to play. Today, we begin with the first poetry, My Mother at 66, written by Kamla Das. Her real name was Kamla Suraya. She was born on 31st March 1934 and she died on 31st May 2009. About Kamla Das. Kamla Das was an English poetess and Malayalam writer, recognized as one of the India's foremost poets. Her works are known for their originality and versatility. She has published many novels and short stories in English and Malayalam under the name Mandvi Kuti. There is an autobiographical element in all her works. In other words, to some extent, her works are the mirror of her life. She received the Kerala Sahitya Academic Award. In 2009, the Times called her the mother of modern Indian English poetry. She died in the year 2009 at the age of 75 due to respiratory insufficiency. Though she was more influenced by her mother, it was under her uncle and her husband, under whom she became a prominent and renowned poetess. Her major works, Summer in Calcutta, Annette, A Losing Battle, In Love, Relationships, The Suicide, My Grandmother's House, Alphabet of Lust, An Introduction, Forest Fire, The Stone Age, The Winter, Krishna, Punishment in Kindergarten, The Descendants. About the poem. The poem is written in free verse, or in other words, blank verse. Kamla Das has used various symbols and images in this poem. The poem is in only a single sentence, punctuated by commas, and it ends with ellipses. Here, in this poem, Kamla Das describes her feelings for her mother. Being a sensitive writer, she captured the complex subtleties of human relationships in lyrical idiom. My Mother at 66 is an example. Now I read the poem. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doors open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her wan, pale as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, See you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. That was the reading of the poem. Students, I'm sure you must have noticed that the poem is written in blank words, that is, in free words, and in a long sentence without any full stop, and it ends in ellipses. This is the different way of writing. In this poem, Kamala Das comments on the feelings of pain and anguish one feels for the aging parents. There is a single thread of thought. There are some observations of the real world around made by our poetess, but they are connected with the main idea. Now, let us go through the paraphrase of the poem and understand what the poetess wants to tell us. The poetess Kamala Das had gone to visit her parents. On one Friday morning, she was returning, and her mother was also going to see her off to the airport at Cochin. Both of them were going to the airport in a car, and Kamala Das noticed her mother sleeping beside her in the car. Her mouth was open, and her face was ashen like that of a corpse. Her mother looked very pale and frail, like a dead body. Then the poet suddenly realized that her mother had become old, and now she was no longer young and going closer to her death. The realization and the thought that her mother had become old was unacceptable to the poetess. The lifeless and pale face of her mother pained her heart. That was really a disturbing thought and sight. The poetess looked outside her car, trying to put away the disturbing thought. As the car was moving, the poetess noticed that young trees were sprinting, that is, moving or running fast in the opposite direction. This is the symbol of vitality, growth, and energy. This made our poetess realize how soon time had flown by. The trees represented life, while her mother seemed to be going closer to her death. The poetess also saw some merry children spilling out, that is, running out of their homes to play. This sight was also full of vigor, energy, joy, and enthusiasm. All these qualities were not seen in her old mother at the age of 66. Here we have the device of contrast where the poetess shows old age against youth. In short, here the poetess shows a complete contrast between the sight of young trees sprinting and merry children running out of their homes to play, and that of her mother, who had become old and was very close to her death. When they finally reached the airport, they had to undergo a security check. Standing a few yards away, the poetess looked again at her old mother. She felt deeply sad to look at colorless, lifeless, and pale face of her mother. Her mother's face was pale, faded, like the late winter's moon, which looks hazy and dull without shine and luster due to fog and mist. Here, she has used an appropriate comparison. She experienced the old familiar pain, her childhood fear, that is the fear of separation. The poetess had fear that now her mother may not live long. She felt as if she was seeing her mother last time. She tried to hide her own pain behind her smile and said goodbye to her mother. She told her mother that she would see her soon. The poetess has used the word smile thrice to assure herself and her mother. Her smile was quite hollow and artificial. Here, the poetess is unable to accept that aging is a natural process and death is inevitable. I hope, students, you must have understood what is explained here. Now I explain the figures of speech in the following lines. First sentence: driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning. Here you can take figure of speech internal rhyme. The rhyming words driving and morning are used in the same sentence. Second sentence: I saw my mother beside me, doors open mouth. Figure of speech synecdoche. The part mouth stands for poetess mother. Third sentence: her face ashen like that of a corpse. Here, simile figure of speech is used. There is a direct comparison between the poet's mother and a corpse. The point of comparison is to be pale. Another figure of speech is synecdoche. Here, the part face stands for the poetess mother. Next sentence: and looked out at young trees sprinting. Figure of speech personification is used here. Trees are given the human quality of sprinting. Another figure of speech used here is hyperbole, because here an overstatement is used that the trees are sprinting. Next sentence: the merry children spilling out of their homes. Figure of speech is metaphor. Metaphor is an implied comparison. The group of children coming out is compared to some liquid spilling. I looked again at her, worn pale as a late winter's moon. Here, simile is used. There is a direct comparison between the poet's mother and the winter's moon. The point of comparison is to be pale. Another figure of speech is tautology. Here, there is an unnecessary use of words worn and pale which have the same meaning. Next sentence: and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. Here, you can take personification. Inanimate ache is given human quality of being old and familiar. And the last sentence: all I did was smile and smile and smile. Figure of speech repetition you can take because the words smile and end are repeated for poetic effect. Here you are provided with the model answers of the textual based questions. Refer them and prepare the answers on your own and start learning from exam point of view. Students, now watch the animated clipping to understand the poem effectively and thoroughly. Students, I hope you enjoyed watching this clipping, and it will definitely help you to understand the paraphrase of this poem thoroughly. And now you can attempt any multiple choice question, comprehension based questions, and questions given in the exercise easily and correctly. My teaching of this poem is over here. Now time for general instructions. Listen and read thoroughly what you are sent through videos. Complete the given assignment in your notebooks after each and every poem and lesson taught. You will make only one 200 pages fullscape notebook for prose and poetry. You can make two sections in the same notebook, one for prose and backside you will make poetry section. Maintain the index in the notebook as the poem or lesson is taught. Textual grammar taught through videos you will write after the question answer of each lesson only. You will also make another fullscape notebook for English composition assignment. Students, remember, in English, if you spare only half an hour daily with less efforts, you will definitely achieve good marks. Thank you.